I woke up this morning with my mind stayed on Spirit. Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on Spirit. Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on Spirit. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Walking and talking with my mind. Talking with my mind, stayed on Spirit. Walking and talking with my mind, stayed on Spirit. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Woo! Morning with my mind stayed on Spirit. Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on Spirit. Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on Spirit. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah.
Wow. Good morning, CSL Simi Valley. Wow, are you just feel the energy in the room. Is it beautiful? Yeah. I think it's been happening. Last week was amazing. Dr. Susan came and christened the energy. Wasn't it sweet to have her here? Mm-hmm. And then she brought all those kids with her. How'd that happen? She's like the Pied Piper of kids. And then I think the energy was continued to grow and become even that more sacred when we invited, breathe, Stephen. When we invited Unity of the Oaks here. And they did a Tizay service a Tizay sound bath service on Wednesday night. It was about 40 folks. It was really delightful. And having our first cousins, they're our first cousins, the Fillmores and Holmes, they all studied under Emma Curtis Hopkins. So having them here was a really sweet event, and they may come back and do other events, which is really a nice thing to share our space with someone of like spiritual minds. So that's really cool. And then the other thing that I want to talk about is Wednesday night. Our own Wednesday nights are coming back this Wednesday. We'll kick it off with looking at the book called This Thing Called You. What do you think of This Thing Called You? I love that you love it. I love that you love it because it's you that you're loving. That's absolutely fantastic and marvelous. Yes, indeed. And it's the center that we're so loving so very much. And then, Trouble the Water. So we're going to the play on the 24th. We needed to have 20 people to get the discount. So we hit our number, but we don't want to stop there. So $20 a ticket instead of $42, and to sit in the seats that have backs because they have benches. But no, see, by having this number, we got the seats at the back. So we're going to call this week and order up our tickets. But if you want to come, we'd like to get more. So that brings this idea, trying to be, we've stopped printing programs, not because we're cheap, because we love Mother Earth. Mm-hmm. So we're not doing 30-second paper. You take a program, you read it, and you toss it. We don't want to do that. So we have all the things are on the slides now. Same thing with going to the theater. I've got 3 seats in my car, so we're going to sign up some carpoolers. So the sheet is out there, and it does say carpool, so you need to say whether you want to be a carpooler or a carpoolee, and then we'll try to put people together and meet here and all leave from here or something like that. So that's a great thing to do and think about. So think about sharing and reducing the carbon footprint as we go out to the Wilgear Theater. So that's some of the things we're going to talk about this morning. And now let's talk about why we are here, who we are, and what we do, all about all that good stuff. It's called our vision and our mission statement. Here it is for you right here. Let's do it together. We're community, inclusive, loving, and authentic. We celebrate all paths to God in gratitude, empowering self and others. We serve compassionately through outreach, inspiration, and education. That's who we are. That's why we're here. And here's what we do. Thank you, Dee. There you go. Take it over.
And that means prayer. So join me in prayer. So as we, each and every one of us, go within, we remember God is, I am, you are, we are. God expressing uniquely as each one of us. And as we remember this truth, divine order, right action clears the path for us to this wonderful, beautiful day to get together in community and to listen to wonderful stuff between music and words and song and all the village that helps bring this about. Thank you, village. And as we settle in, open our hearts and our minds, we listen for what is ours to know, and we share it with all. With great gratitude for this and for the unfolding of this service, I now release this word to the law of God in action, knowing with absolute certainty that love prevails. And together we say, and so it is. So guess what? Time to stand and sing and dance.
How can I serve today, sweet Spirit? How can I serve today, oh Lord? Speak in ways that I may understand. Where you lead me, I will follow. Where you lead me, I will go. Who needs my love today, sweet Spirit? Who needs my love today, oh Lord? Speak in ways that I may understand. Where you lead me, I will follow. Where you lead me, I will go. How can I serve today? How can I serve today? Who needs my love today? Who needs my love today? Sweet Spirit.
Dee,
Yes.
I understand that you are one of the guardians of the Cosmic Kid Galaxy.
Really?
Yes,
Who said?
I did.
Okay.
We actually have, we're now up to 12 guardians of the Cosmic Kid Galaxy. No, actually 13, because one other person just said so this morning they'd like to join in. On the 18th of September, we're all going to meet after service in the Lending Library and talk about how we're going to orbit around our kids and really up-level our Cosmic Kid program.
Right on.
And so if you're interested in applying to be a guardian of the Cosmic Kid Galaxy, either see me or see Daniela, and then we will hopefully put you in orbit with all of our kids.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. Good news to hear, even though I didn't know. Okay, next thing, we begin with the affirmation. So I will state it, and then when I'm done, I will ask you to join in with me. I am one with First Cause, that visible essence, the ultimate stuff and intelligence from which everything comes, the thing itself. All right, so join in. I am one with First Cause, that visible essence, that ultimate stuff, intelligence from which everything comes, the thing itself. Yes. So I found my reading in the trusty old Science of Mind textbook, and I found it in the Science of Mind Meditations for Self-Help that Ernest Holmes wrote based on the healing experiences he had with others. And he wanted to pass it on to all of us. So, thy strength is sufficient. O Spirit of man and God within me, thy power is great, and thy knowledge goes beyond the range of human experience. Thy wisdom excels that of all else, and beside thee there is none other. In thy strength do I daily walk and live. In thy presence do I always rest in peace and joy. Spirit within me and without, powerful thou art and great. Wonderful is thy might, and complete is thy understanding. I let thy mighty strength flow through me and out into all the paths of my human endeavors. Life from within expresses through me. And not only does it express through me, it expresses through all of you. So feel it to the very core of you. Believe it and be it. Thank you.
Thank you, Dee. The men of CSL. That's what we got today. Some of the most talented guys in our community. First, we're going to start off with our buddy, Joe LaSalle.
This one here?
This is a song Joe wrote.
Thank you, CSL Simi, for the ramp. Now let's ramp it up.
Right on.
Bad pun, bad pun. My nephews are here in the house. They would tell me that it was bad pun. I shouldn't have said it. Okay.
Great.
Nothing in life can get me down when I'm living from the inside out. There's so much love around me. Love is all that there is. Keep saying love, and that's all there is in love. You can count on it and love, and that's all there is. Love, and you can count on it. People in love know what to do. They're in a game that they can lose. When asked what their secret is, they say you want more love, you have to give it. Love, and that's all there is in love. You can count on it and love, and that's all there is. Love, and you can count on it. Love, and that's all there is. Love, and you can count on it. Love, and that's all there is. Love, and you can count on it.
2, 3, 4.
Love, and you can count on it.
And then all there is in love.
And you can count on it. Love, and that's all there is. Love, and you can count on it.
Everybody sing with us.
Love, and you can count on it. Oh, love, and you can count on it. And love, and that's all there is. Love, and you can count on it. Love, and that's all there is. And love, and you can count on it. And love, and that's all there is. Love, and you can count on it. Love, and you can count on it. Love, and you can count on it. Love, and you can count on it.
Joe LaSalle. Woo! Right on. Give him another hand.
Yes, we can count on love, and Joe exemplifies it. He is love. So now let's bring all of this into meditation, shall we? Just for 3 minutes. That's all you have to do. For 3 minutes, let's bring it all in. Bring that love in. Allow it to grow. So this is the gap. God awareness place. Your chance to turn within and know and experience that very preciousness, sacredness within you. I'm going to ring the bowl 3 times to allow you to take a deep cleansing breath in between each one, if you choose. And when the 3 minutes is up, our lovely Cherie will play us out, and then we'll go from there. So let's go.
I am in the darkness. I am in the light. See me if you can. Everywhere I am.
I don't know about you, but Joe's song was humming throughout me and throughout the whole meditation. Thank you, Joe. So this morning happened in a different way than I expected, and I was brought to mind about a technique to use to help me regain my center. And I know I've shared it before, but I felt like it was a good time to share it again. It's called stop. Stop. Take 3 deep breaths observe what's going on, bring yourself back into the present moment, and then proceed. So whenever you find yourself kind of shot off kilter, bring yourself back by stopping for one moment. It's a great, they say 1 minute, 1 moment. Any amount of time you give to turning within brings great benefit. So please, try it. You'll like it.
Thank you very much, Dee. All right. Next we have that sweet voice we all love. The voice of Mr. Gary Hartman.
Oh, hey everybody. Wow. Lots of people. It's always crazy, you know, you just get picked out of the audience, you're thrown up here. And everybody's looking at you all of a sudden. It's just a crazy thing. Well, thank you, Terry. I'm ready to go now. Anyway, thanks, Cherie, for having me up here. Joe did great. That was a beautiful, beautiful song. Thank you, Joe. That was awesome. So it's a hard act to follow. So I tried to find a song. Cherie asked me to pick a song, so I picked one out. It comes from Elvis's 1968 comeback special. Maybe you saw the Elvis movie.
Mm-hmm.
He sang it in there, but it's a beautiful song. I remember hearing it when I was a kid. It goes something like this. There must be lights burning brighter somewhere. Got to be birds flying higher in the sky more blue. If I could dream of a better land where all my brothers walk hand in hand, tell me why, oh why can't my dreams come true? There must be peace and understanding sometime. Strong winds of promise that'll blow away your doubts and fears. If I could dream of a warmer sun where hope keeps shining on everyone, tell me why, oh why can't my dreams come true? We're lost in a cloud with too much rain, trapped in a world that's traveled with pain. As long as a man has the strength to dream, he can redeem his soul and fly. Deep in my heart, there's a trembling question. Still I am sure that the answer's gonna come somehow. Out in the dark, there's a beckoning candle. While I can think, while I can talk, while I can stand, while I can walk, while I can dream, please let my dream come true right now. Let it come true right now. Let it come true.
Gary Hartman, Gary Hartman.
Gary Hartman.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you
Beautiful.
very much. Thank you.
Beautiful, man.
All right,
Lovely.
Thank you. Okay, you go.
That was, wow. You know, that's a dream come true right there. Hearing your voice. I love hearing your voice, man. It's so beautiful. And Joe, singer, songwriter, multi-talented, triathlete, do it all. That was gorgeous. It's great. That's a song we could add to the community song list, too.
So.
Yeah. All right, all right. All demonstrations of how the thing itself works. Yes, indeed. Dr. Holmes was, so September, right? Back to school. So I thought maybe we'd do back to basics for us and look a little bit at the stories of Science of Mind and how this thing came to be. And you know, Dr. Holmes was quite a curious kid. He had 8 brothers. All, boy, Anna Holmes, 9 boys. Whew. God bless her. And Ernest was the baby, and he was always asking questions. And not like, can I have some, where are my shorts? How come I don't have any? Because he's the 9th kid. No, he was always asking questions of the universe. He wanted to know the answers to the bigger questions, so much so that they actually called him Question Mark as a kid. That was his journey. But I was thinking about the energy of having boys. My mom and dad just had the 2 of us. I don't know how they handled that because we were terrors. We had some stuff going on. But not quite like some kids down the block. These kids were just troublesome. 2 of them, 8-year-old and a 10-year-old. And the mother and the father, they had tried everything to get these kids to obey and to follow the rules. And they weren't doing it, you know. So finally they heard about a pastor down the block that apparently had some success with getting kids to follow the rules. So the mother and father talked to each other, and they said, well, let's send the kids down to see the pastor. So they sent him down, and the 9-year-old, and the 8-year-old, and the 10-year-old, and the 10-year-old's in there first, and the 8-year-old's just waiting outside. And the pastor takes him in, and he says, where's God? Where's God? Where is God? At that, he jumped up, he ran out into the front office, he grabbed his little brother, they ran home and hid in the cellar. He says, I don't know what we've done, but God is missing, and they think we took him. He's like, I am out of here. But that was Dr. Holmes's question. That was his question. Where's God? And as he studied that question, he discovered that, you know, the great wisdom teachings of the world in so many different areas and so many myths had this story. You know, the indigenous peoples of many countries and many lands had the story of the gods hiding the divine spirit within. You know, there's this one great story that is, should we hide it in the sky? Should we hide it in the ground? If you hide it in the sky, they'll fly up, they'll climb a tree, they'll get it. If you hide it in the ground, they'll dig it up, they'll find it. But if you put it in their hearts, they'll never find it. The divine. It's where it exists within us. And that's what Dr. Holmes felt. As he studied these ideas, he came to see that the only place he could really relate to God was through his mind. But he also understood, you can relate to God, so you must be relating to God through your mind. But if you're having an experience that's similar to my experience, if you're having the feeling of that felt presence, as I'm having that feeling, then maybe there's only one mind, and we are just sharing it. And so that idea was what he flowed with, that there's just one mind, and that we're all sharing that one mind. And he called that one mind, spirit, first cause, the beginning of all things, the thing itself. I wasn't going to tell this one, but, you know, when years ago, when I was a kid, I had a sort of a spiritual experience. And out of the experience, I woke up from it and I said, whatever you believe, whatever it is for you, you must believe it, whatever, with your soul, with your heart, with everything. Everybody has their own it, and you must believe your it. I went on for weeks with this it thing until one day a friend of mine says, we're going out to a party tonight, and I don't think we're going to have much fun if you're going to be talking about it all night long. Could you chill it with the it? So I did. Listening to other people's stories. I did. And here we fast forward almost 30 years later. And I had this traumatic job shift, and I didn't know what was going to happen with myself. And some friends guided me to several different Science of Mind churches. And after thinking, hey, this message is kind of cool. I like this. This is interesting. Let me buy the book. So I bought the textbook, and you open it up, and the first 4 chapters in the Science of Mind textbook, the thing itself, what it does, how it works, how to use it. It, people! You are my people. I just waited 45 years to get here. I'm so glad to be here. So he understood that this is the ultimate stuff, what we're studying, this divine idea. It's the power in back of all creation, not some power, the only power. Not some presence, the only presence, the thing itself. That's what he settled on. Dr. Holmes was going to do a radio show one time, and they asked him, hey, dude, what do you believe in? And he jotted down these 11 principles. Now, it's interesting because in the 30s, that was when the AA group was kicking off, and they had the 12 steps. And some say that Dr. Holmes and Dr. Bill met each other, and maybe they hung out together. So I don't know why he came up with only 11 declarations, 11 what we believe statements. I'm thinking I need to come up with number 12 so we could be like, have our own step 12 thing. But anyway, here's the first one on the list, and it says, we believe in God, the living Spirit Almighty, one indestructible, absolute, and self-existent cause. That's what it is for him. And so during the next few weeks, we'll look at all 4 chapters. We'll look at the way it works. We'll look at what it does. We'll look at how to use it so we can really dive into this. And if you want to take an even deeper dive, shameless plug, come to the Foundations class on September 13th, and you'll really get down into how these 4 chapters work in your life. And it's a troubling thing. God is a huge thing. I mean, some of the great wisdom speakers of all times, I'm talking about speakers as well as thinkers. This one was Hildegard de Bingen, who said that the divinity is the omnipresence, the omnipotence of all. It's the wheel, it's the circle, it's the whole of everything. It's that thing that can neither be understood nor can it be divided. That thing that has never begun but will never end. Plotinus said it's the fire, it's the warmth, it's the creative energy of the universe itself that pervades all things. And Dr. Holmes thought about it as all infinite power, as infinite potential, as an intellect, a knowingness, an intelligence that the human mind simply cannot fathom in its whole. This is a big thing. Huge. William Jennings Bryant has this great story. He talks about a watermelon. He says, think about a watermelon. Little seed. Back when they had seeds in them. I don't know how they grow watermelons now. Where do the seeds come from? They're not in the melons anymore. They're not as tasty without the seeds. But, I'm tangenting. Let me come back. Oh, a new word, tangenting. 2 tangents in a row, back to back. So here you got this little seed. And then it grows 200,000 times its size to become this watermelon. And it paints these beautiful artistic images on it. I mean, watermelons are really pretty when you look at how they come up with all those different colors. And it's got this protective rind on the outside, that sweet, tasty fruit, and that red. We had a farm in western Michigan, and they grew those watermelons, and we'd sit out there in a watermelon patch, and we'd just crack that puppy open and just dig the heart out. Not even eat the rest. Toss the rest over to the cows. Wow, right? They don't taste like that anymore. But that was it. So here you got this thing, Can you explain that? Can you explain? And then it has seeds, which can do the same thing over and over again. Another 200,000 times its size. Infinite variety, continuing going on. It's kind of like a God experience, keeps ever expanding and ever growing. And if you can explain to me how that little seed, this is William Jennings Bryant's thought, if you can explain to me how that little seed can grow to be 200,000 times its size, then I'll let you explain to me the thing called God. So as I talk about this, I'm just putting thoughts in your mind for you to develop your own theology. This is the beautiful thing about Science of Mind. We can figure it out for ourselves. You get to choose what your God is and how you relate to it. And so these ideas here are just to percolate a little bit of something. And Dr. Holmes, one of the things he asks us to do in that percolation, in that contemplation, is to think of pure spirit as existing at the center of all form. Of itself, it is formless, but it is ever giving birth to form. The forms come and go, but it goes on forever. The seed comes, it grows, You eat it, you toss it, compost it, new seeds come, it goes again. This is the law of circulation. This is the way it works. This is it. So the key to really, for me, the key to understanding all of that is to kiss it. Keep it simple, Steve. See, I don't like that other word they use when they say kiss. Right? So all of you can change your name to Steve, Skippy, Sally, Sunny Person, whatever, but don't call yourself stupid. I don't know where they came up with that. It's not. We are thinkers. And when we can believe in it, the thing itself, we can believe in it with a conscious, directive thought, with an intelligence, and understand that intelligence is there, that is God on the macro level. And see, we on the micro level, being within that thing, have that same intelligence, have that same consciousness, have that same directive ability to move our lives, to use the mind that is the only mind that governs all things, to import into our lives the joy and the harmony that we want. But it takes thinking about it and not making it hard. It's simple. It's a simple idea because it's just how we naturally are. There's this granddad was taking care of his granddaughter. Parents had gone out to give him a break for the weekend. And she was in her room praying, and he was walking past the room, and he heard her saying the alphabet. A, B, C, D, E, F. Honey, what are you doing? I'm praying, Granddaddy. Really? Yeah, but I don't really know any good prayers, so I thought I would just say all the letters and let God put them in order for me. What sweet wisdom. What sweet wisdom. We have access to that level of sweet wisdom. And Dr. Holmes wants to remind us of that. He says that if we try to find something difficult to grasp, then we shall never grasp it, because we shall always think of it as being incomprehensible. We're not incomprehensible to ourselves. I mean, sometimes we might feel that way. What in the heck was I doing? What was I thinking when I did that? That rolls through everybody's mind. But in truth, we are not incomprehensible. We are infinitely powerful. We have a way, see, so in many ways, this paradox of how big it is and how small it is kind of solved by knowing that it is you. It is who we are. You are the thing itself. You know, it's so big that it's beyond being grasped, but it's not so big that because it's found within us, you see. We are it. We are it to the extent that we embrace it and accept it as a part of who we are. Remember I was talking about last week, I think it was last week, maybe it was 2 weeks ago, that we are feelers more than we are actually thinkers, you know. But I want to appeal to you to remember that we are indeed thinkers, and we can direct our thought. We can consciously direct our thought. Dr. Holmes calls a prayer is a movement of thought toward a directed, specific purpose. This is why we kind of mix these two together when we talk about treatment. We talk about what is that directive, specific purpose that I want, and then how does that purpose make me feel? I want a new car, but do you want a new car? What are you really feeling that you want? You want to feel comfortable that I can get to where I'm going from A to B, that I'm sure and confident that I will be able to travel that direction. I want to feel that energy. And if it's a new car, that's great. I've told you the story about the lady who was getting late to work. She was late to work all the time, and she kept missing her bus, and her boss was going to fire her, and she was thinking, God, if I could just get a new car, I could get to work on time. And one day she was on her break, and she saw a sign that said apartment for rent. And she went and talked to the person, and the apartment turned out to be down the block from where she worked, and it was cheaper than the apartment she was currently living in. So she just moved to that new apartment, and now she was getting to work on time. What she wanted to do was to be able to get to work on time. That was the feeling. That was the directed purpose that she was going toward. This is how Spirit shows up for us, just like the ABCD. God knows how to organize the prayer into the experience that you need most for your highest good. We need to understand that we are a part of the thing itself, and it's going to allow us to get to that space once we know how we feel. Then we can think about how it feels to feel that way, and then the Spirit begins to develop it. Did you follow that? Great, because I will have to go back and look at the replay just to figure out what I just said. You know, and once we get this down, once we really understand that, we can start to see Spirit in the most interesting places. And this is a time and date in our life, in our culture, where, in our community, in our world, in our country, where we kind of need to be able to see Spirit in interesting places. There was this rabbi, they call him a Rebbe Susa. His most famous line is, "When I die and I meet my Maker, they may ask me," they're not going to ask me, "Why were you not Moses?" They're going to ask me, "Why were you not Zuzia? Why were you not Zuzia? Not why were you not Jesus? Why were you not Muhammad? Why were you not Martin Luther King? Why you were not John F. K? Why you were not whoever your hero might be? No, why are you not Dallas? Why are you not Dale? Why are you not Robert? Why are you not John? Why are you not Elizabeth?" That's who we're here to be. That's the infinite Spirit speaking through us, creating us as we are. And this guy, he was down on that. He was able to see Spirit in a thief. He found 7 spiritual principles in a crook. I was like, really? Yeah. Like, a crook works quietly, doesn't want anybody to know what they're doing. A crook places himself in danger. A crook is detail-focused. Details are very important. A thief labors with a lot of toil. Takes a lot of work to do the things they're trying to do. And they are confident, and they are optimistic. And if it doesn't work the first time, they try again. Now, I'm not saying go out and steal nothing. What I'm saying is, when we develop the understanding that God is experiencing itself in everything that we see, we can begin to see the God experience in everything that we see. And that gives us a space of compassion, begins to bring us a little closer together, and break some of this division that we're living with in our life. I'm not condoning any kind of negative behavior. I'm just understanding that if it's all God, it's all God. We can't play with that. There's no caveats there, see? In The Living the Science of Mind, Dr. Holmes writes that every act is an outcome of consciousness. Every movement within the divine being. And since the divine is everywhere, it also must be at the center of our own life. Every thought we have, everything we do is a divine activity, and it's centered within us. And that means that we have the power to change, to adjust, to fix, and to refocus it whenever we want to. See, God is ours to get intimate with. That's why I was encouraging earlier. Find your own theology. Develop your relationship. Call it what you want. Ocean, doorknob, friend, Paul, whatever. Your kitty cat. Find that connection to that feeling tone of the divine presence, and you will touch something that is so deep and special. You know, philosophy calls what I'm talking about reality. And science calls what we're talking about principle. And religion calls it the great somethingness. Tap into the great somethingness that is within you. God, spirit, mind, this intelligent life principle. It's ours to know. And it's ours to know because it's hidden in our own inner being. There's no one else is going to know God for you. And that's cool because it can be yours. And God's just big enough to do that. And if you don't think so, hey, that's okay. God understands. He's got a big ego. He's not going to be stretched by your disappointment. This thing that's within you is never violated. It can't be destroyed. You can stumble here and there, but it's a divine presence. It's ongoing, always there at the center of your life. So when you turn to it, it turns right back to you, waiting always to come to you. It is that eternal voice, ever whispering sweet things, singing and singing within your heart and your soul, pulling you to that great divine expression. And Dr. Holmes says that we do well to listen to this inner voice, for it tells us of a life wonderful in its scope, of a love beyond our fondest dreams, of a freedom which the soul craves. So if your soul is craving anything in this moment, know that it is the whisper of the thing itself calling to your heart. And so it is. Okay, here's your hashtag today affirmation, which says, together, I am one with first cause, that invisible essence, the ultimate stuff and intelligence from which everything comes. The thing itself. I like that, Dee. The thing itself. Yes. Let's use that power of the thing itself right now in our revealing prayer. Let's call forth from the infinite presence that thing that sings in your heart and soul. Maybe it's just the Meister Eckhart prayer of deep gratitude because you have all that you desire, which is sweet. And because the universe can always give you something more to fill your enough basket, you can ask for that too. So in this moment, I want you to think about whatever arises. When you think about prayer, when you think about the healing, revealing prayer in this moment, if something arises to your consciousness and it is a thing or an event or a happening, hold that idea and then flip it and think about how having that idea makes you feel. Sit in the feeling tone in this moment. And I am recognizing right here and now that the vibration of what you feel is being heard by that still small voice. It is vibrating through the infinite presence. It is finding form in the formless. It is finding something in the somethingness. It is changing the emptiness into fullness, and it is becoming the activity of your life by the vibrational pattern set forth in your consciousness. This is how prayer works in the science of mind. This is how prayer works in our lives. This is demonstration taking forth, an evidential unfolding. So I'm allowing that right now by this word to happen for each and every one of us here that brings about right action, divine harmony, full health and wholeness, the sensation of abundance and supply and infinite creativity, that all the things that make you put your head on the pillow at night and say, this was a day well lived. So in knowing that is now the experience of every person here, I bless that experience. I realize that is the truth. And I take this truth and release it now into an ultimate law, that principle of which we speak, that thing itself that listens and receives and gives with joy as we say these words. And so it is. Thank you. That was fun. Did you have fun? Yeah, I did. I hope you did too, because I tell you what, this is great. And here's also another great thing, is the ways we can support our center as we move forward. And let me just check my notes. Oh yeah, I did that. We talked about the Cosmic Kids. I'll say one of the things you can do is to serve. I just like saying that. The Guardians of the Cosmic Kid Galaxy. Yeah. So put in your applications for that. Also, put in your dollars and cents, and forget your cents, dollars and dollars, with lots of zeros behind them, into donating or the texting or calling the office, or as Rob says, just plain old write a check and put it in the mail and lick it and put a stamp on it and send us a note. We'll write you back. It's all great. It's all good. Those are the ways. And here is how we share our affirmation of abundance with everyone, not just here at the center, but in life and in the world, with these words right here now. Here we go. Divine love, it's doing its perfect work here and now. Divine love harmonizes. Divine love adjusts. Divine love prospers. Divine love foresees everything and richly provides every good thing for Center for Spiritual Living Simi Valley and the world now. Divine love is victorious. All righty, yes it is. Here are your announcements for the week. Some good stuff happening.
Thank you, Cherie. We are truly blessed. And I thank each and every one as we remember in this moment that there is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is your life, my life, our life now. And this abundance is representative and evidential of our prosperity. Yay! And so it is.
Thank you. Okay, we got one more very talented, amazing man from the Center for Spiritual Living. And he's right in front of your face.
Step back, look out. Yep. Me too, but not much. So, you know what? I think it speaks for itself. How can I say thanks for the things that God has done for me? Things felt so undeserved, so I sing to prove my love to thee. The voices of 1,000,000 angels could not express my gratitude. All that I am, and could ever hope to be, I owe it all to you. To God be the glory. To God be the glory. To God be the glory for the things she has done. With her love, she has raised me, and with his power, he has changed me. To God be the glory for the things she has done. Just let me live my life. Let it be pleasing, God, to thee. And if I should gain any praise, let it be to the God in me, for it's with her love that she has changed me, and with his power he has raised me. To God be the glory for the things, every little thing, for the things to do your will, for the things she has done, the things he's done. Now you can do it. Woo! Wow. You guys brought that out. Thank you. Hey, thanks for clapping in the middle. That really broke the ice for me. I love that. Okay, now, can we do it again the right way? Yeah. Yeah. Right? What is that? No, those lyrics aren't for me.
We're not doing that song today.
Nope, those lyrics aren't for me. I don't know that song.
We're not doing that today.
Yeah. There you go. Very good. Very good. Yep. Thank you so much. And thanks for your encouragement to bring that forth. And and Cherie, thank you for the lessons. And you guys may have to experience that again at some point. Also, while we're doing thanks, I want to thank Ron for his stage manager work today, for Deborah and who was with you, and Terry. Thank you so much for your support. We've got Daniela and Darlene up in the booth. Karen's available for anyone that's new that would like to find out more about our center or to meet anyone around, if that's the case there. We've got the L's in the house and the Soul Purpose Band. And thanks so much to my cohort here, to Gary and to Joe. Wow, you guys, tough acts to follow. I'll tell you what, dude, it's like
That's the star of the show.
That's worse than kids and pets right there. They're following you guys. That was tough. What is? Oh no.
We're going to do Joe's song again at the end of the service, so if you want to hear it one more time.
Oh, sweet. That's cool. So I think I got all of that in, and yeah, don't forget to put the sign up there and for the list for we can do the carpooling thing. And now we'll stand and do our benediction, and we'll have our closing thoughts, and we'll sing one more time. We're going to sing your song at the end today.
At the very, very end.
Oh, after service. So we're going to do our regular closing song, and then we're going to do Joe's song. So don't race off. We're going to do 2 songs because we are a singing crew around here. Okay, here we go. I'm at home in the heart of God. My life is anchored in truth. I can never be separate. I live in the consciousness of peace. I release all fear. I am living love. Here we go.
Love be with you, peace unfold you, spirit lift you, breathing in, truth come through you, make it flow to you, let joy renew you, till we meet again. Love be with you, oh, love be with you, oh, love be with you, oh. All together, hand in hand, see the light and take a stand. And we are changing a whole new life for you and me. Take your past and set it free and share this blessing. Oh, love be with you, peace unfold you, spirit lift you, breathe it in, truth come through you, make our flow to you. Let joy renew you till we meet again. Love be with you. Oh, 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 love be with you.
And you and you and you and you and you and you and you.
Woohoo! Right on.
All right. Now, but are these your lyrics? These aren't your lyrics, though, right? No,
Turn those
Dominic,
off.
we don't need those. We're good.
Nothing in life can get me down when I'm living from the inside out. There's so much love around me. Love is all that there is. I keep singing love, and that's all there is in love. You can count on it in love, and that's all there is. Love, and you can count on it. People in love know what to do.
Yes, they do.
They're in a game that they can't lose. When asked what their secret is, They say you want more love, you have to give it.
1, 2, 3, and
Love, and that's all there is in love. And you can count on it and love. And that's all there is in love. And you can count on it. Love, and that's all there is.
Sing it, Joe.
Love, and you
baby.
can count on it.
Yes, sir.
Love, and that's all there is. Love, and you can count on it. Love, and that's all there is in love. And you can count on it and love. And that's all there is. Love, and you can count on it.
break it down.
Love, and that's all there is in love. And you can count on it and love. And that's all there is. Love, and you can count on it.
All right, now. One more.
Everybody. And that's all there is in love. And you can count on it and love. And that's all there is. Love, and you can count on it. Love, and you can count on it.
One more.
Love, and you can count on it. Love, and you can count on it.
All right. All right, everybody.
Sunday,
See you
everybody.
Wednesday. We'll see you next week. Thanks so much, Joe, Gary. Aw, thank you.
All right, now.
Everybody was swooning in the audience over here.
That was great.
Everybody was swooning in the audience over here.
You're going, you can go.
Really? Yeah, I'm telling you. Oh, he's so good.
I didn't notice what time it was. All I know is that I fell in love with you. And if all my dreams come true, I'll be spending time with you. Every day's a new day in love with you. And each day comes a new way of loving you. And every time I see your face, my mind starts to wander. And if all my dreams come true, I'll be spending time with you. I love you more today than yesterday, but not as much as tomorrow. I love you more today than yesterday, but darling, not as much as tomorrow. Tomorrow's day means springtime's just a day away. And Cupid, we don't need you now, be on your way. I thank the Lord for love like ours that grows ever stronger. And I always will be true. I know you feel the same way too. I love you more today than yesterday, but not as much as tomorrow. I love you more today than yesterday, but only half as much as tomorrow. Every day's a